Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast and happy, arguably, I think, one of the best days of the week, Thursday.
We can finally wish you a happy Thursday after talking about it all week. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we talk about the days of the week more than other times. This week was particularly day heavy.
Yeah, no, and that's life. Like sometimes the week rolls by and sometimes it's like, oh my God, Monday and then Tuesday. Wait, no, Wednesday? It couldn't possibly be. Thursday.
Heart eye emoji.
Friday, breathing out emoji.
A sigh of relief.
Yeah.
So we're here on a Thursday, which is exciting. There's so much to discuss today.
So much.
We are kind of like matching
I know.
vibes today. Like, are we going to hit the links after this or what? Are we going to go to the country club together after this?
Probably not, because the only country club we wanted to be a member of rejected us. So probably not.
Probably not. But if anybody wants to invite us to their country club for lunch today, we are dressed for the occasion.
I can clear my schedule.
Easily. Actually, I have an important doctor's appointment, Haraldson's 4-month checkup.
Hey. Does that mean you're officially out of the SIDS phase, right? Isn't it 0 to 3 months?
So, no, I think SIDS is like all baby.
SIDS is the scariest fucking thing, like, of all time.
I know.
I learned about it with Olivia. I'm like, this is twisted.
Yeah. Very
not cool.
Scary.
Like, not
Didn't
cool.
expect you to bring up SIDS.
No, I'm sorry. I just, like, I remember being
today.
quite taken about learning what SIDS was.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say what it is. It's like a terrible acronym, you know?
Yeah. No, it's all bad, but
Harold is doing great.
Positive note, yeah. He's doing great except for, eating at every hour on the hour last night, keeping his mommy up and busy.
You probably don't need to go to the doctor because I could tell you. He's in the 99th percentile for anti-lovingness.
That's true.
He's in the 99th percentile for being such a good boy.
Good boy, love sweet.
He's in the 50th percentile for keeping his mother awake at night. He's in the 99th percentile of having excellent taste in favorite aunties. And he's also in the 99th percentile of just being the cutest little man I ever did see.
He's also in the 99th percentile for being the best brother to Bruno and Strassen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're the cutest brothers. A little jealous, but who are
Sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry. Now I get it. We never really had sibling rivalry.
No.
Like, I always say I'll read in books about like sisters and they're like, oh, you know how sisters are. And I'm like, no, I don't. The vibes are steamy. What's the problem?
Same. The books that I read are about like two hot brothers who like, are always competing for a girl, you know?
By the way, I meant to text you last night, but I actually like didn't want to blow up your spot, but I was on Goodreads.
Oh,
so
God.
I was seeing like all the books you've been going through and like you weren't lying when you said you were reading erotica. Like you're reading like the novels with the covers of like the guy with abs that like advertise on Kindle.
So you're talking about one book in particular. It's
I took
called
a screenshot.
Catching You or something.
I took a screenshot.
And normally, like, yes, I stay
Chasing Love,
Catching You, whatever. I stay away from books with covers like that.
Just
please, you're really blowing up my spot.
Sorry, I just want everyone to know what I'm talking about.
Well, honestly, I stay away from books with covers like that because it's like, what are you doing? But I was on TikTok and people were like quaking over this book. And so I was like, oh, cute. And then I was like, this is the book. It's giving like Danielle Steele. Like,
of course.
I was like, am I actually going to read this? And I have to say it was extremely good until the end. Like that was the one that like just ended in the middle.
I thought Every Summer After was the one with the last sentence.
That was the one with the last sentence. I meant like the ending of the book. There wasn't an ending because that's an 8-book series. And I'm not going to read all 8. Like,
why not?
Because you'll screenshot my Goodreads and put me on blast on the podcast.
I already did. And you already put yourself on blast. I just didn't realize how honest you were being. Like when we read It Happened One Summer, like we say it's erotica, but there's cartoon people on the cover.
No, Jackie, by the way, It Happened One Summer is the same level of erotica as the book with the cover with the naked people.
Okay, but you could be fooled by the cover because it's cartoons.
You know, I'm definitely thinking of deleting my Goodreads and starting like a new private one.
But then like you're doing something shameful.
It's the same thing
proud.
It's the same thing of like Spotify. Like there are certain platforms that need not be social, you know?
Yeah, not share so much information.
Like I don't need people on Spotify to see what music I'm listening to, what other podcasts, like I'm seeing people talking shit about us on. Like that's what I do. And that's why I will never listen to a podcast. I don't even know if my Spotify is private. Like I always check that it's private, but I have like anxiety that it's not. I will never listen to a podcast on Spotify.
No, that's what's weird. Like showing what podcasts you're listening to. Most of the time I'm listening to just things I'm proud of, things I would talk about on the show, but sometimes I'm like listening to embarrassing, like wanting to see what's going on in the community.
Yeah, of course. And it's like, is nothing private anymore?
No, nothing is sacred.
Like not every app has to be a social media app. Like normalize having private media apps, okay?
Okay, not social, anti-social media apps.
Yeah.
You should start one.
Totally.
We were just talking about your book for a second. I had one more thing I wanted to say, but it's neither here nor there. You're going to get a lot of that today because your girl was up all night.
With Bibby.
Your girl was up all night. I almost was going to text you and say podcast only episode in studio because I didn't want to put on makeup because my skin is like so bad from the lack of sleep. Have you seen this eye?
Oh, that happened to me once.
You see this eye? It's been like red for days.
No, it has like a little something. That happened to me once when I was on vacation. I happened to be on vacation with a doctor Oz, and he told me it was totally fine.
A doctor of Oz?
Yeah, he told me it was totally fine. You have nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried. It's just ugly.
But it looked like somebody threw a piece of glass in my eye.
It's like, and everyone like looks, I was like, are you okay? It looks much worse than it is.
That's it. I didn't feel a thing. I didn't know it was a thing until people on my Instagram were like, what the fuck is up with your eye?
Yeah.
And it was like a big purple like blood clot.
Yeah.
And Dr. Oz said it was fine, so you're fine.
Okay, thanks Dr. Oz for the peace of mind.
Today's Thursday, which means Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, and I have actually like many thoughts. Dare I say I'm oozing with thoughts.
Yeah, there's a lot to discuss.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It was nice to have something to watch, even though everything is on Wednesdays now.
I know.
So give us a break.
And again, if you're like waiting for the Kardashians recap, I'm not waiting up till midnight to watch a TV show. Recaps are on Friday.
Recaps are on Friday, so we can give the girls the time that they deserve.
And I have glowing reviews about the Kardashian new show, but like the midnight time slot is not working.
They moved it to like 9 p.m.
Okay, but that's what you said. And then I went on my Hulu and it said it's coming out at 12.
And then also I saw I think maybe Liz High posted, like they dropped the episode early. Like,
okay.
What is this?
So apparently they dropped this week's episode early.
What is it, a podcast, a Patreon episode? Like
Jackie,
you just drop when you feel?
They dropped this episode early and then I go to Hulu and literally it says not available till 12. So
it's so confusing.
It's so confusing.
And that's not going to work for me.
Me neither. Like I'm a regimented queen. I like a schedule, a TV guide, if you will. And it's not going to work.
No, we're past the days of TV guides.
No, I know.
Now things just drop.
Yeah, it's like it's a drop guide.
Yeah,
it's twisted.
It is twisted. We need to be prepared to catch.
Literally. So we've got a great show: 5 fabulous stories, 1 fabulous recap, and 2 fabulous girls,
and 2 fabulous Bryce and Strassens.
It's true. It's true. She told no lies.
I told no lies. Bryce was doing his jealous brother thing this morning. Satiated him with a bully stick that he finished in 0.3 seconds.
Good.
They're getting faster and faster. I think he's swallowing them whole.
Yeah.
And then he was a sweet love. So, Strice, we miss you. Maybe tomorrow will be a Stry day. You never know. You never know.
Ooh. I saw Strice yesterday. When they go on their walks, Bryce comes and picks up Theo, and then Theo goes and drops off Bryce.
And I saw Thrice.
It's really one of the better parts of my days.
It's so sweet. Their cousin walk, where they could just catch up, talk about the family, talk about Magnolia.
Yeah, but their friend Butters is there too. The big poodle. What?
Nothing.
You have thoughts on Butters?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what the dynamic is between the three of them. Like, does Butters feel excluded because he's not
family,
blood. Or is like one of them getting closer with Butters and the other one's feeling excluded? I don't know.
Okay, so Butters is this probably like 600-pound poodle that walks with Bryce and Strice, and like seeing them all together, Bryce and Strice are so small, and this poodle is like above average size. Maybe it's not it's a poodle. It's giving poodle energy.
It is, but it's like tall. It's a toodle.
So I want to say 2 disparaging things about Butters.
I hope Butters' mom isn't watching.
So Butters, one time in my house, all 3 boys came to drop off Theo or pick up Theo, I forget. And I saw Butters get on his back 2 feet and like stand up like a human being and lunge at Bruno. Like, I do think Butters...
He's coming for Strice.
I think Butters has like an aggressive vibe. And, you know, ever since that day, Butters comes to my house to pick up Theo and he wears a muzzle.
Because he's coming for Strice.
I'm telling you, I think I've never heard of like an aggressive poodle. It's very bizarre, but I'm pretty sure he's like not well.
Yeah. But I think they've got a cute dynamic, the 3 of them, and like Bruno comes home happy every day.
Yeah, no scratches, like
nothing.
There are other dogs in the group who like come and go. Butters is
a
forever,
mainstay, yeah.
But
there are others.
We
in the
love
rotation.
to LARP about the other dogs and just like Oliver. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Olive.
No, Olive wears a bespoke harness.
Yeah,
that is like fitted to a T. It's like customary made.
Oliver's definitely like from Williamsburg. Like it's giving Brooklyn.
Yeah, no,
edgy.
He's very coiffed. Olive.
And then there's Mystery.
And Mystery is a mystery.
The dog's name is Mystery, and there was like a brief period where Mystery was on every single walk, like multiple times a day, and we were like worried there might be trouble at home.
Right.
But that's again us just LARPing about the dogs in Bryson Strice's group.
But now we haven't seen Mystery in a while, so I think like things have calmed down.
Or they haven't.
Maybe Mystery had a new baby at home and needed to get out of the house more, kind of like what Bryce was doing. And now everything's situated and they're brother and sister. It's unclear what the gender of Mystery is.
It's a gender neutral name. It's a gender neutral name. So I feel like Mystery is a girl.
Honestly, I don't know.
What about Butters?
Male.
Butters man, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Butters like
But
sounds.
that's, I guess, the problem with having these like stupid dog names, like Puddles.
You know, it's like you go up to someone in the street, and you're like, oh my, it's such a cute dog. What's his name? Or what's its name? And they're like, Alex. And you're like, Alexandra or Alexander? Because then you want to be like, oh, she's so cute. And then you have to, like, you can't use pronouns for the rest of the interaction.
Yeah, Bruno just got a new baby blue harness, which should signal to everyone he is a boy. But apparently Zach was with him, and someone was like, oh, what's his name? And Zach was like, Bruno. And they were like, oh, that's such a manly name for such like a feminine looking dog. And I was like, it's Bruna.
Is this pedestrian enforcing toxic gender stereotypes onto Bruno at a young age?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But he is Bruna sometimes.
Bruna. Let me be your Bruna. Bruna. Let me be your Bruna.
You just never know.
Brunana. What's my name? Brunana. What's my name? What's his name? Yeah, Theo wore a pink harness for most of his life, and people were like, you have to start giving him like a different color because people are going to think he's a girl. And I'm like, do you think I literally care? Like, I bought the harness. They're like $25. He will wear it until it's worn out, and then I'll get him a different one. Then I did orange, then I did blue. Like, colors associating with gender for dogs, sorry, not a thing.
Like a little bit, but even when Theo wore a pink harness, like I just saw him as Theo. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't see the harness.
And pink went with his coloring.
The harness didn't wear him. He wore the harness.
100%.
He was also influenced by Harry Styles on the cover of Vogue because that was like the same week.
Yeah.
When he was wearing the dress.
And he saw like color and style has no gender.
Right.
And he was really like moved by that.
He was influenced.
100%.
No, so Bryce used to wear like all nudes, but then they would get really dirty. So now he's wearing this blue and he looks fantastic.
He does. The boys look good.
The boys are looking good.
The group is quaking. And we'll keep you updated on the whereabouts and the happenings of Mystery, Bryce, Thrice, Olive, and Butters.
I will be shocked if we don't hear from one of their
Butters'
parents.
mom, yeah.
Being like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
About my boy?
Well, we did find Butters' mom's Instagram.
Oh.
Well, no, Butters' Instagram, which I assume is run by his mom. I still haven't found his mom.
It's premium.
Yeah, no, she takes great pictures of all three of them.
Yeah, that's how we find out what our kids are up to.
Yeah. So it's nice.
It's cute. Yeah.
So other than Butters, I think we should dive in.
I think we should dive in. We have some great stories. Claudia chose 4 out of the 5 again, so you can expect a lot of fun celebrity fare. Mm-hmm. And without further ado, we're talking about the do. It is time for the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
Well, spring has sprung, and we are updating our homes for spring and investing in quality pieces that make any room look and feel complete. Jenny Kane Home has everything you need to create the home of your dreams, from handmade furniture and kitchen essentials to pillows and throws that you can pair with anything. So the pillows and throws that come in linen and alpaca, cashmere, they're handcrafted textiles in versatile cotton and linen, and they're perfect for the sofa, bedroom, or an accented addition. You can settle with the epitome of cozy comfort, the Tahoe cashmere throw and the alpaca basket weave throw. They also have dinnerware and serveware. The Pacific dinnerware and serveware is durable, hardworking, and it starts at just $25. Their tabletop prices are made for all types of entertaining. They also offer candles and slippers, which are all over my house. Their California-inspired scents are coveted by all. They're hand-poured in Los Angeles, and their slippers come in shearling to suede. Their slippers are the ultimate indoor indulgence. Jenny Kane herself is like an iconic, stylish queen. So like if you're looking for decor inspiration, I would look none other than Jenny Kane Home. Jenny Kane Home creates California-inspired classics for any room or mood. They're grounded in natural textures, inviting neutrals, and these are the pieces you'll love coming home to. Check out the Jenny Kane Ranch, which is their large, full-scale interior project in Santa Ynez that brings up the California aesthetic to life. This remarkable space was a full gut renovation, and you can follow Jenny Kane and Jenny Kane Home on Instagram for all the details. If you want to shop Jenny Kane Home and get 20% off for all furniture and home decor, plus early product access and much more with JKH membership, join the membership at jennykane.com/membership or go to jennykane.com/home to create the space you'll never want to leave. That's JENNIKAYNE.com/home. home. Today's episode is also brought to you by Little Spoon, a one-stop shop for healthy, easy mealtime and snacking for your baby, toddler, and big kid, delivered right to your door. Little Spoon makes healthy mealtime easy at every stage, which saves you hours in your week at a reasonable price. They're also the most flexible company where you can pause, modify, cancel, or skip at any time. Most of the baby/kids food at the grocery store is really processed, and it's often not on the shelf. It's often on the shelf longer than your little child has been in the world. So the quality nutrition that our kids deserve really cannot be found at the grocery store. And that's why Little Spoon is making everything fresh. And they use absolutely nothing artificial. It's just like homemade, all delivered to your door and ready in seconds. You pop your meals in the fridge or the freezer and then use them when you're ready. It is that easy. 100% organic, cold-pressed baby food for someone like Haroldson. So they really have every stage for the kids in your life. They have a toddler and kids food line that takes you through the tough weaning stage into the big kid years. And they just launched a line of their on-the-go smoothies. So all of the recipes taste absolutely delicious, are nutritionally based, balanced, and free of junk, helping you set your little one up for a lifetime of health. We have tried everything. It tastes legit great, and your babies, your toddlers, your teens, they are going to be eating better than you. The best part is that the price is right with kids' meals under $5 and baby food and smoothie snacks under $3. It makes trying Little Spoon really easy and affordable. Start the year fresh with Little Spoon. Get 50% off your first order with the code TOAST at checkout. That's Little Spoon code TOAST at checkout. Off your first Little Spoon order. Enter code TOAST.
Little Spoon. Camper tested, counselor approved.
Love. Kix is quaking.
Kix is quaking.
It's freezing in here today.
I'm dressed properly because I'm cold on the bottom, warm on top, so I'm balanced.
Yeah. This thrice pillow is like keeping my crotch really warm.
So small and frail.
No, I'm like so easily temperature controlled because I'm so tiny.
Do you need a blanket, small girl?
I'm shivering. My bones are popping out.
Do you need a blanket?
Nah. I'll just complain.
You just wanted to complain.
Yeah.
Okay. First story, Britney Spears and Sam Asghari are getting married on Thursday. Wedding bells are ringing for Britney. The singer and her fiance are getting married Thursday at her Thousand Oaks, California home, a source confirms to Page 6. The pair will tie the knot in an intimate ceremony surrounded by approximately 50 close friends and family members, they are told. TMZ reported that her brother Brian will be in attendance, but her estranged parents and sister didn't receive invitations after their fallout over her conservatorship battle.
Okay, I don't know why I was like surprised by this. I know they're literally engaged, and the point of getting engaged is to get married. I just thought they were like engaged like for fun, you know?
Yeah, a lot of celebrities get engaged for fun, and it's like they told us they want to get married. She wants to enter her conservative so that they can get married. Mm-hmm. The conservatorship ended a few months ago, so this actually is right on time.
Yeah,
but it still seems soon.
No, it seems like fast, and I'm like shook. I don't know why.
Just this headline makes it seem fast. They're getting married on Thursday. It sounds like they decided today to get married in 4 days.
Yeah, today is Thursday.
Oh,
they're getting married today.
Thursday is always 4 days away.
Right, like they got an aerial shot from like a helicopter or a drone of a big tent in her backyard. Like it's probably happening like right now.
Oh, she's getting married
today,
right now, as we speak. Got it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Though, yeah, it does seem a little soon.
You think they signed a prenup?
No,
you don't.
Mm-mm. Who's in Britney's life is going to ensure that she does?
Right. I really hope she did. Even though, like, I do think, like, their relationship is solid, but, like, you never know.
Yeah, you never know, but I don't think that she did.
What kind of bride do we think Britney's going to be? It's definitely going to be giving chuggy millennial.
For sure.
That's Britney's aesthetic, and we love it.
Yeah. No, it's going to be heart shapes everywhere. I think
cookies that say, like, she said yes.
Maybe
like,
even a crop top.
Very Sheena Marie Shea.
She loves a crop top.
Yeah, I do wonder like what her bridal aesthetic like dress is gonna look like.
And like, will she be selling the photos to People Magazine or something? Like, I feel like she has fired everyone who does those things for her.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's like gonna be some exclusive. Like, I think we'll see the pictures on Instagram like a normal person.
Yeah,
which is so crazy for like one of the biggest pop stars in history.
Yeah,
but yeah, she's not like that.
Well, hopefully they have a photographer who can take premium pictures.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a photographer. It's not like a thrown together affair. Like the picture of the tent in the backyard, like that's an expensive tent. Tents are often the biggest expense in a wedding, and this was like a legit one.
Yeah. So congratulations. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have some pictures to share, some news. But Britney's doing what she wants to do, and that's all we wanted for her.
Like, obviously her family sucks, but like it is so sad to get married without your family.
Yeah.
Like no matter like. Obviously, I'm not saying she should have invited them, but just like conceptually, like being at a place where you can't invite your family to your wedding is like really sad.
Well, she's building a new family, and she has her kids and her brother.
Do you think Kevin Federline's going to be there?
I have no idea what
their
relationship is.
He's been extremely quiet throughout this whole journey.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's up to. Where does he live? How does he make a living?
I think he probably gets alimony.
Yeah. But doesn't alimony stop?
If he gets remarried.
Only if Kevin gets remarried, not Britney.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's probably not going to want to rock the boat.
Totally.
He's cool with
He's probably like, show up, behave.
Yeah, he's fine with his situation, not going to weigh in on the conservatorship as
Right,
long as it doesn't affect his check.
Right.
Yeah.
That is so interesting. Do Britney's kids live with her full time now?
No.
Do they share custody? Like, what is the...
I think so.
So interesting.
I think he probably has a lot of custody.
Yeah, me too. Because, like, for so long, she, like, literally was not near her kids.
Yeah. But again, I'm not the Britney expert.
No, me neither.
So there's plenty of podcasts that are, though.
Though, like, solely dedicated to it.
Right. Anyways, congrats to the couple. Looking forward to seeing pics.
Me too.
Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Robert De Niro jokes about owning all of Taylor Swift's albums. He says, I'm not a fan. Turns out he knows...
energy.
When I read this headline, I thought
Yes, I thought it was being sarcastic.
No, I thought it meant that, like, he was part of the company that, like, owns her albums. Because every time someone talks about owning her albums, they're talking about, like, who owns the masters.
That's very true. We're triggered at this point.
I thought he was like an investor in either like Ithaca
Carlisle.
Holdings or the new one,
Yeah.
and he's inadvertently owns her albums.
Oh, I thought he was being sarcastic. Yeah, like, yeah, I own all her albums. Like, I thought he was being a dick.
No. So he opened up about his unlikely taking to her music, joking he owns all of her albums. Speaking to Variety about the upcoming Tribeca Film Festival, the actor and event co-founder were asked about their thoughts about her screening her All Too Well short film. Remaining
This year, or was that last year?
This year. No.
Oh.
He was doing the interview with the co-founder of Tribeca, so they were just talking about Tribeca Film Festival. Remaining tight-lipped on whether or not he's seen the project, he noted he was probably familiar with her music. He laughed and said, I have all of her albums. I'm not a fan. I probably hear her music and like it on the radio. He said, my young daughter puts a station on, and it drives me crazy when they chat. When they have music, it's okay.
By the way, Robert De Niro doesn't have like Sirius XM or an aux cord.
He probably has Sirius XM, but still sometimes they like inject their personalities.
Yeah, but like not a lot.
That used to bother me so much too.
No, like growing up as a kid who like was like in the car all the time, it was like some of the low points of my life were like literally the commercial break. And we only had like 2 more minutes to get to our destination. It's like, put the fucking song on.
No, but not even the commercial break when like the hosts are talking about themselves. Who would want to listen to that?
It's disgusting.
No, like when you're trying to listen to music.
Yeah.
Or you have to listen to like War of the Roses, which is fake.
Yeah. Oh, well, my association with like listening to people on the radio is Elvis Duran and the Z Morning Zoo. And they used to do those prank calls.
That's War of the Roses.
Oh.
Yeah. And those are fake.
No.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, they're fake.
How do you know?
Because I worked in radio.
Okay, and so do you have proof or is it just a vibe?
It was just like known, I thought.
No, I mean, I guess like when I was 6, like
I feel like I'm telling people that Santa Claus doesn't exist.
Literally. Like,
I mean, I think
it was called, what was it? Phone tap.
Yeah.
What the fuck is War on the Roses?
War of the Roses. It's like, I don't know. Hold on.
Well, I guess when I was 6 years old, like the idea of it being fake like wasn't a possibility to me. But maybe if I heard it now, I'd be like, that's so obviously staged because I'm a jaded queen.
Yeah. Maybe some of them are real, but how can they have them all the time and people don't know?
Right.
They bust cheaters.
Oh, but that's not what phone tap was.
What was phone tap?
Just like general prank calls, like really elaborate. They would have one of their listeners call in, be like, I want to prank my husband. Here's everything you need to know about him.
Yeah.
And they came up with like a little concoction, and it was like so entertaining.
Yeah.
But other than that, I agree. Like, it's kind of how I feel about concerts. Like when like a celebrity is doing a concert and they want to talk for 10 minutes after a song, like, love you, but like, please don't.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me like as much. And now it's like, being a mature adult, like I could listen to someone on the radio like talk about themselves, and find it interesting.
No.
But it depends. Did I tune in for that? Like when I listen to a podcast, I'm
tuning in for those people.
When I'm listening to music,
the truckers for the radio are here.
Yeah, because they're listening to the radio. Someone's coming on and talking about their day, and they don't want to hear it.
No,
they just want to listen to Taylor Swift.
Right. People turn on the radio, I think, with the sole purpose of listening to music. I would say maybe like 10% of people like listen to like AM radio, like weather, news, stuff like that. But like radio is for music. Like, let's stop.
Yeah, but some people like love the personalities. They become such a part of their commute and their day.
That's extremely rare, I just want to say.
But Elvis Duran is like
Elvis Duran
beloved.
Is one in 1,000.
Ryan Seacrest.
1 in 1,000. Howard Stern, 1 in 1,000.
Bobby Bones.
1 in 1,000.
Howard Stern, you're choosing talk radio. You're not looking for music.
Right. Okay, so like, yeah. You named 3. Do you know how many radio stations are in this country?
So 3 and 3,000.
Yeah.
There's more hosts too, but yeah.
So, what was the story?
Robert De Niro.
Oh, okay. So, love that about him. I think Robert, whenever I hear of the Toronto Film Festival, wait, what is it? Tribeca. Lol. Tribeca Film Festival, I feel like my association is like always Robert De Niro. Did he start?
He's heavily involved somehow. Yeah. There's no wonder why he's the one being interviewed.
Yeah, the interview. Well, we love a man with quality taste in music, and if that doesn't say that Taylor Swift's music is for all, I don't know what will.
Yeah, it is for all.
It's for all.
Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Some tea. J.Lo's halftime documentary shows that J.Lo was unhappy to share the stage with Shakira.
As she should.
When Jennifer Lopez had to share the Super Bowl halftime stage, co-headlining with Shakira in 2020, some, including this New York Post writer and the host of The Morning Toast, wondered why Jenny needed anybody else on her block. Although the 2 Latina divas played nice and hugged it out at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, it turns out J.Lo wasn't feeling so good about having to squeeze in one typical headliner show in the halftime.
Yep.
In half the time for the halftime. The 52-year-old Bronx icon vents her frustration about it during halftime, her documentary that opened at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Making waves.
Before it premieres on Netflix June 14th, so it comes out next week. She said, "This was the worst idea in the world," says a pissed off J.Lo, who is seen fighting with the NFL for more time to do her set justice. While J.Lo doesn't come right out and say why she had to split her stage time with Shakira, her longtime manager Benny Medina doesn't mince words about the disrespect. He said, "It was an insult to think that you needed 2 Latinas to do the job that one artist historically has done."
100%. We said that last time, even though no complaints about the show. Literally, Shakira could have done it by herself one year, and J.Lo could have done it by herself one year. And don't forget, also, like, Bad Bunny showed up. Like, it was giving disrespect.
Yeah.
And we felt that, and I'm really glad she acknowledges that, because when I look back on her show, my first thought is like, wow, she was incredible. And my second thought was, like, why were there so many artists on stage?
Right. And when we heard that Shakira was joining her, we were just like, question mark. At the end of the day, though, it was an amazing show, and they clearly made it work. And you can tell that she's such a professional, and she's going to make space for Shakira because the NFL is forcing her to. But it was so unnecessary. She has what it takes.
She has the discography, the choreography. Like, she has everything. There was literally no reason for it not to just be her, and then maybe Shakira a different year.
Yeah.
And I felt frustrated, like, on her behalf, so I'm glad she was frustrated too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's just being honest about it, because you don't have to, like,
lie.
Be okay with everything all the time.
Yeah, and so it's interesting to know that it wasn't her choice, and that if she had it her way, it would have been just her. Obviously, like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity when you get to, like, this level of fame, and, like, you want to make it the best possible thing you can be, and you're constricted to half the time, but you want to perform all your hits. Like, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, and this seems to be a trend now. The last time we had a solo halftime show was that was last year. Okay.
Yeah. They go on and off, like Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars that one year, which was definitely weird because each one of them could literally do 5 halftime shows.
And they had. And no, it was
they had already done it.
It was Coldplay's halftime show, and then they, like, brought out Bruno Mars and Beyonce, who had already done their own halftime shows. But, like, that was really amazing, honestly.
It was incredible.
No, but even the year that was Maroon 5, Travis Scott.
Yeah. Well, even this most recent year, it was like
12
a medley.
It's a medley, and now we're getting into halftime festival, and we need to go back.
Yeah, but they're, like, literally running out of people who really are eligible in the sense that their music is popular enough. They haven't done Pink.
They're not, because they're forsaking. They put 2 in 1 year when they could have had 1 in 1.
Right. So they could have had 1 in 1.
They're not running out of people. That's not
Pink.
true.
No, I know, but, like, Kelly Clarkson, Taylor Swift, and, you know, by the way, we didn't report on it, but Pepsi no longer owns the halftime show.
Oh, we did a while ago that the rights were
coming up.
And then we said it should be the Morning Toast halftime show.
Yeah, but so they didn't repurchase it, which now means Taylor Swift is officially eligible for the halftime show because her Diet Coke contract doesn't impede on it. So that's interesting. But wait, let's keep thinking of people who could do it by themselves.
Drake,
Ariana Grande. I think she's there.
Yeah.
Even a lot of people who did, like, the medley this time around, like, could have done it by themselves. Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige. Like, it's really, I'm not into half-cella.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I'm glad that J.Lo's being honest too. I mean, some of the other artists that have been part of medleys, like, no, they weren't doing it by themselves. I'm sorry.
Yes,
it wasn't going to happen.
Of course.
So that's nice for them.
What do you think is the greatest halftime show, like, in history?
Oh, I have so many favorites. Bruno Mars.
Me too.
I love.
Katy Perry was really good.
Katy Perry's, Like, I could rewatch it and love it, but at the time was the best thing I ever saw.
She really was that bitch. Like,
it was the best thing I ever saw.
And she had just come off of like hit after hit after hit after hit. Like Roar was like the biggest song ever. That was an iconic moment for Katie.
Yeah, I loved Lady Gaga.
Oh, same.
She gave everything.
Okay, Lady Gaga's up there too. She was beyond.
Beyonce gave everything.
Everything.
But then we've had some not great ones, like Black Eyed Peas.
Justin Timberlake.
Don't even. I block that out.
You know, there's a blind going around that people think is about Justin Timberlake. It's like this.
Is it Enty or Dumois?
Dumois. This, male pop star, sometimes actor, doesn't want the world to know he's pretty much almost bald. And I just thought that was interesting. I thought it also could have been about Harry Styles.
No, but he's out there all the time with his hair.
Like rocking his head like front and back. But also the blind said like his hairpiece is so natural, like even an expert wouldn't know. Like,
okay, good for him.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could do now for baldness if you want to.
I know. Hair plugs. I know a million people have had hair plugs, and they definitely look like crazy in the beginning, but then it naturalizes.
Yeah, Rogaine. Like things really work.
Sugar bear hair.
Exactly. Exactly. Sugar bear hair.
So the more I hear about J.Lo's documentary, the more I am looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
And I just love, especially since Gaga's was so good, I love to watch someone prepare in a documentary style format for the Super Bowl halftime show.
For the honor of a lifetime.
Yeah, it's up there with the honor of a lifetime.
Yeah.
What else?
The Platinum Jubilee.
Yes.
The Platinum Jubilee.
No, it's the Platinum Jubilee.
If you could perform at the Platinum Jubilee or the Super Bowl halftime, what would you do? Super Bowl halftime, like more people.
More people, but more honor. No, definitely. I'm American, like the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
More people watch the Super Bowl.
We don't know the numbers of Platinum Jubilee, but
wait, also,
but like you're to the top of iTunes, like,
and I feel like when you do the Super Bowl, like everyone has an opinion, like that sucked. But if you're in the Jubilee, like it's just a nice part of the day, you know?
Yeah, and like is there a green room with Kate and William?
No, and by the way, you have to like share the stage at the Jubilee with other artists, and unless you're J.Lo, but usually it's just you at the Super Bowl. And then there's like so much fanfare before, during, afterwards. I think I would choose a Super Bowl.
Yeah. If you asked me like 6 months from now, I'll probably choose a Super Bowl. But right now the Jubilee is like still so fresh, big in my heart.
Yeah.
You know?
I also would like to apologize to our Irish toasters. I made the grave mistake of saying that Niall Horan was British. And like deep in my heart, like I knew he was Irish. But is that also still a part of like the Queen? Or is that Scotland?
No, it's I think Irish has independence now, but it's a good question.
Okay.
But they were
common misconception.
They were once together. Now they might be apart.
Okay, so I just want to apologize like for saying that Niall Horan was British. I just meant like okay, whatever. Yeah, no, I know what I said. I was wrong. So
let me go. It's separated from Great Britain geographically.
So it's not under the Commonwealth?
Is Ireland an English country? English is the spoken language. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Is Ireland part of the United Kingdom? Northern Ireland is.
Okay, maybe he's Northern Irish.
There's drama there.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. It's giving Branson.
No, that's the drama.
No, yeah. It's giving Branson from Downton Abbey. Like,
no, that is the drama.
He was like a renegade, right?
Yeah, he didn't want Ireland to be a part of Great Britain.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's giving Branson.
But then he fell in love with
an English girl.
And an English girl and
had English babies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Are you ready for our next story?
No.
Get ready then.
Okay. The next story is brought to you by the Olive & June Mani System. It is everything you need for a salon quality manicure in one box. You can customize your box with up to 6 choices, up to 6 different polishes of your choice. Their polish does not chip. It lasts 7 days or more. And when you break it down, it's just $2 a manicure. So obviously what we love about Olive & June is the fact that we don't have to go to a salon and hear your manicure call you fat in Spanish. And it's just more cost effective, like $2 a manicure. And I love the pouch that it comes in. It literally has a nail buff, a nail file. It has this great silicone cap that you put on their polish bottles that steadies your hand. So even if you're not great at nails, like you can get a really decent manicure with Olive & June, like on your right hand. Their colors are very like stylish, trendy, and pleeny.
Their colors are gorgeous. Nobody has better colors than Olive & June.
And it just feels good to have like a good manicure. Like, it feels, like
And
like
it feels
you have your
good
life together.
to know that you can do it yourself, you know, to have that autonomy.
Visit oliveandjune.com/TMT for 20% off your first Manny system. That's oliveandjune.com/TMT, as in the morning toast, for 20% off your first Manny system. oliveandjune.com/TMT. You will love your new hands.
You'll love them.
And you know what they are?
They're just hands. Our next story, the latest viral TikTok recipe mixes balsamic vinegar and LaCroix to make healthy Coke. A TikTok user has shared a 2-ingredient recipe that she claims tastes like a healthy Coke, and the internet has a lot of thoughts. On Monday, TikToker Amanda Jones shared a recipe for healthy soda alternative, but users are not convinced that it tastes like Coca-Cola. The original TikTok has already amassed nearly 500,000 likes, and the internet is buzzing over this. Even Jenna and Hoda...
Ma'am? If you're looking for a healthy alternative to Coke, why don't you try Diet Coke?
Yeah.
Literally. This pisses me off, obviously, as a Diet Coke aficionado. Let me tell you why. First of all, like, oh, you think Coke never had the idea, let's make a healthy Coke? It's literally called Diet Coke. It has 0 calories, 0 sugar. Like, the aspartame, like, might kill you, but it's fine. Like, it's fine.
Tasty.
But you'll still be healthy. First of all.
Or Coke Zero.
Coke Zero. Second of all, like, why? Why? That's really where I'm left. What I'm left wondering is why. And it did occur to me to try this, and then I realized, like, I would literally rather die than put balsamic vinegar anywhere near my mouth. Like, I think it's the most disgusting substance on the planet.
I think you need to try it.
No, and also, like, I wanted to make the TikTok, but basically, like, everyone sits with, like, a cup of ice in front of them and then pours the 2 ingredients in. But, like, my ice machine has been broken for, like, a year, and, like, I never got it fixed. So, like, I'm just, like, embarrassed to do it without ice, because that's also really disgusting.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah.
You should just get a bag of ice from the store.
Yeah. I will say, though, like, when people mix the ingredients together, they do really look like Diet Coke, because the Diet Coke, the LaCroix makes it really bubbly.
Yeah.
And then the bottom is just like black, like Diet Coke.
I think you need to try it for all of us. You're our resident TikTok expert, and you get all of the pros, and now it comes some of the responsibilities.
I know. I really can't. Like, I'm very thirsty on TikTok, and there's really no length I won't go to get the content, but a line I will not cross is eating balsamic vinegar. Like, I think there's nothing more disgusting or smelly on the planet than balsamic vinegar. I can't believe people eat it.
Do you still post other TikToks other than our morning toast clips?
Yeah, like, I make my own trends, but, like, I'm definitely posting.
What trends are you making?
You know, cute text your husband sends you. I'm not making trends.
Sorry, you're like doing
following trends. But I'm definitely more heavy podcast content now.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
So that's why I can't do this, and I can't subscribe, and I just feel like people on the internet, like, my God, you're willing to drink balsamic vinegar just to save yourself, like, calories from Coke. Like, that is just a mindset.
They just want attention.
100%.
And this is, like, things like this are just why I actually came really close to downloading TikTok yesterday. I actually started the download and then canceled it.
Why?
Because I wanted to look at that page that you sent me about cars.
Yeah. Jackie's thinking about getting a car, and I don't follow, but this girl's always coming up. She's like, hey, mamas, we're reviewing the Ford F-150 today. Is it mama approved? And she has, like, a lot of followers, and she gives, like, good tips. So I was like, bitch, like, you need a mom car? Here.
I need a mama mobile. So
she goes from top to bottom, like, top tiers. I think she does, like, Porsches all the way down to, like, more affordable. She does it all.
Yeah. So I really wanted to watch all of her videos, which is not something you can do on Safari. And I was like, okay, I'll download it to watch. And then I was like, no, not.
So you're only doing yourself a disservice because, like, you might not get the best possible car because you didn't follow mama car reviews.
Yeah, but then I asked Zach if I could look at it on his phone.
Fraudulent.
No, I just wanted to look at it, but it would just have been a rabbit hole. Like, yeah. I can't go down there. But then seeing something like this, like, makes me feel really good about my decision.
Yeah. No, like, I saw the original video, and now I've been seeing, like, other people trying it, and most people are like, this is rancid, and some people are like, I mean, like, I could see it. Like, my God, you are so desperate. Just drink the Coke. Like, I fucking hate this shit. Like,
or just drink a LaCroix. You're so concerned.
Right. No, aren't there, like, 1,000 brands that make fake soda? Olipop.
Right.
Poppy. Mm-hmm. Like, stop. Like,
yeah, no,
really stop.
Have an Olipop, literally.
Or just have a Diet Coke.
No, but they, like, it tastes like Coca-Cola, they say. Diet Coke doesn't taste like Coca-Cola.
It's better.
Of course. Mm-hmm. But Olipop does.
It's so twisted. People are really sick
Yeah, no.
In the name of health.
People
okay?
have too much time on their hands, and they also feel the need to share it with the world. And
yeah, she was like, my Pilates instructors swear by this product. Like,
I'm sure they do.
No, I'm sure they do too. And your Pilates instructor is not okay. She's unwell.
She's unwell. Well,
and the girl drinking it the first time was like, oh my God, it's like literally Coke. I was like, shut the fuck up. No, it's not. Sorry. Like, when you mess with Diet Coke, and like, that's kind of where I draw the line.
Okay. Everybody has their boundaries.
Yeah. I just think this is like twisted.
It is.
And I feel like when people are always going on about like diet culture, about things that like I don't find problematic, I don't really understand like this is toxic diet culture.
Yeah.
Drink the fucking soda, bitch. Or don't. Or don't. Drink water.
Juliana,
I drink a lot of water.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
Already?
I know.
Is it the final story? Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. It's the final story. Mess with my Diet Coke and I'll fuck you up. Fuck around and find out.
Gorgeous.
Gregina.
Gorgeous. Our fifth and final story, the Grammys has added new award categories to the Grammys. The Recording Academy has announced several new awards and rule changes for the Grammy Awards. New awards include Songwriter of the Year, non-classical.
Love.
Along with Best Score Soundtrack for Video Games and Other Interactive Media. Sorry, that's one category. Sorry. And a Special Merit Award for Best Song for Social Change.
Okay.
Other amendments include changes to the Grammys entry and voting processes, including a rule that ups the minimum new content for album eligibility from 50% to 75%. I don't know what that means. All changes go into effect immediately for the 65th Annual Grammy Awards taking place in 2023.
Don't get me wrong. Like, there are some songs for social change that literally, like, shook the foundation of which I walk. Someday when we aren't 6 feet apart. That and the one. Help.
The one.
No, don't look it up. We're going to figure it out. Don't look it up.
Okay.
It's the Disney Channel Kids.
Of course.
The Disney Channel Kids.
It's giving like We Are the World.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But it's not.
It was the Disney Channel version of We Are the World, and it was like...
Oh, made to make a better place. So no, that's We Are the World.
It goes like,
Send it on, final out and send it on.
Yes,
Send it on and on.
Just one hand can heal another. Reach apart, reach your heart. Just one spark starts the fire. The one little action, the chain reaction will never stop. Make it strong, shine a light and send it on. I knew we would get there.
Nothing feels as good as getting
it on your own.
Getting it.
Okay, so like those are...
Send it on.
On and on. And then there was Nick Jonas. On and on.
Gorgeous. Everyone came together to send it on. Demi, Miley, Selena,
the
Jonas
Joe Bros.
Brothers, Pepperdine University.
Totally.
Gorgeous.
Okay, so my caveat to that statement is like, while there are songs...
Send it on.
...that change... like literally change lives for social change.
On and on.
I find a lot of the newer like social justice songs like to be like really cringy.
Yeah.
It's like get out and vote. Like it's like and like you should
wear
vote.
a mask.
I support the message. It's just like it's giving cringe, and I feel like this new category is going to encourage people to do more like cringy moments.
Because you can get a Grammy. It's going to be like a lowly.
It's going to be like a loophole.
Yeah.
So like, while there are certain social justice songs that like We Are the World like literally change lives,
yeah.
I just feel like the newer ones are like giving performative, you know?
Beyond.
So
and I think it's going to encourage more
Yes.
performative measures, which we don't need.
Yeah. But that other category, Songwriter of the Year, is definitely something I'm into.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like, you know, Shane McAnally, like behind the scenes, literally Songland people.
Yeah. Who deserve shine.
Yeah, who deserve, and they win Grammys when the artist wins Grammys, but they deserve their own moment.
Yeah, we should know who they are because they're writing all these songs that we're singing along to.
It's so true. Like, normalize having songwriters be famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like for some songwriters, it's actually a great job if you don't want to be famous, but you want like that
to
fabulous...
express yourself.
You want to express yourself, you make a ton of money,
Yeah.
but you can go to the grocery store.
And I still feel like even with this Grammy, you can maintain, if that's like the privacy you want, you can maintain that even with this new category.
Maybe it won't be on television.
Yeah, it'll definitely be on like the loser one nobody watches before.
Yeah, or they just give it out before and, you know.
So I like that. I think the Grammy should also...
I like the beat.
I think the Grammy should also update some of their categories to like, you know, stop cheating and like lying, you know?
Yeah, like make it merit-based as opposed to just like who can
Grease
crawl up your
hands.
ass far enough. Mm-hmm. That's my new favorite
Maybe
thing.
that's next year. Crawl up your ass.
Yeah, like everyone's crawled up each other's butts.
It's so true. I'm so far up your ass, I'm about to come out your mouth.
Oh yeah, we're up each other's butts.
Like in a positive way.
Yeah, no, I think it could be positive or negative.
Just like anything.
Just like anything.
Just like life.
And you know what? To that I say, send it on and on.
That's such a good song. I'm actually going to go home and watch a music video.
Yeah.
I remember being like, I
Also,
have to recycle.
Question. Yeah. What are we sending on? Is that about recycling?
It was like reduce, reuse, recycle vibes.
Love it.
Which is a great message
I'm
for
gonna
the
recycle
kids.
today.
Yeah, no, I would watch that. I would watch that Send It On video and like literally go rummaging through the trash, like separating my glasses, my papers.
What a song for social change should do.
Right, but now it's just like you're one in a million and like it's giving cringe.
Yeah. Send it on, y'all.
But one heart can heal another. Don't forget that.
And one spark starts a fire. I mean, that's facts.
What was that other one? I think it was like Mitchell Musso, like reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
That sounds like, you know, what's that thing?
Reading Railway?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Conjunction, junction.
What's
What's your
your
function? And also, you know what's from
What's
that?
that from?
The Reading Railroad or something?
I need to look
But
up.
wait, you're going to quake. Do you know what other song is from that thing that we're talking about right now?
Conjunction. Schoolhouse Rock.
Okay, do you know what else was from that?
What?
And that's a magic number.
No, that's from School of Rock.
Yes, but do you know where he was referencing it from?
Schoolhouse Rock?
Right.
How do you know that?
Because like somebody told me it in the comments when we started saying it a lot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Conjunction, junction.
That was like a sexy. It was like the kids' version of Marvin Gaye. That song came out, I was like taking my top off. Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Like, yeah.
I could just see the Strice brothers.
And you know what, Jackie?
Walking.
Jackie, what is our function?
Well, our function is to bring people joy, make people laugh, get people from one day to the next, be a part of people's everyday.
And what is a conjunction?
Habit. The function of a conjunction is to make.
Is it like there, they are?
Yeah, I think so.
So it's kind of like when we put words together, we're doing conjunctions. Like,
yeah, we love conjunctions.
Right.
That's like all we do.
Like it's a good story, it's a gory.
Exactly. That is.
It's a bad story, it's a bory.
Teacher smiles. Teacher is happy.
That's not a conjunction.
When teacher frowns, teacher is sad. Sad.
It's not a conjunction.
Okay, conjunction is a word used to connect clauses or sentences or to coordinate words in the same clause.
Right.
That's
Dish issues. Okay, should we dive into our TV recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Okay, wait. Just want to say
Yeah, sure.
7 conjunctions. These are the English 7 conjunctions.
There's only 7?
Yeah, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So
Oh, wait,
it's
so we
not,
were totally wrong.
It's not a contraction. I
So it's
think
just a word that what?
used to connect clauses or sentences.
Oh, okay. So like, I'm feeling really great, and I'm also really tired, and would be the connector.
Yes. And
It's like
I think
a really overcomplicated way of just like.
a contraction is what we're talking about. Dishes, gory,
Right.
bory.
There.
Depends which type of there.
I'm so glad we learned all of this, you know, and not
Yeah.
how to pay our taxes.
Contraction, traction.
What's your action? Love.
Oh, okay.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready to move on, though that was really...
A nice trip down memory lane.
It just opened up a pocket of my brain that I look forward to delving into later today.
Well, you're gonna like have to get back into that soon. Like when Haroldson starts going to school and he's like, "Mom, what's a conjunction?" And you're sitting there being like, "There, it's," you know.
And I'm like,
You just turn it on. Conjunction, junction. What's your function?
But I think it's a little inappropriate, that song.
It's very sexual. Okay, let's dive into the TV recap that's brought to you by Thrive Cosmetics. Thrive Cosmetics is amazing. They have high-performance beauty and skincare products that are made with clean, skin-loving ingredients. And the name Cause is in the name because every purchase supports organizations that help women thrive. So they are known for their liquid lash extensions mascara, which I have owned before they started sponsoring the show because I saw an extremely convincing Facebook ad, and I've been using it ever since because I have the worst eyelashes. It is their best-selling product. It is ultra-lengthening, eye-opening mascara that lasts all day without clumping, smudging, or flaking, and it mimics the look of lash extensions without damaging glue or expensive salon prices. It is clean. It has nourishing ingredients that support longer, stronger, and healthier looking lashes over time. The removal is super easy. It's a tubing formula that slides right off with warm water and a washcloth. There is no soap required. They also have great skincare products like their Sunproof 3-in-1 Invisible Priming Sunscreen. So it's a skincare and makeup hybrid. It protects with SPF 37, and it's perfectly preps your makeup and prevent the appearance of aging skin from sun damage. So it's lightweight, hydrating gel that applies clear on all skin tones. They also have a great mission. It's bigger than beauty. For every product purchase, Thrive Cosmetics donates to help women thrive. So that's women emerging from homelessness, surviving domestic abuse, fighting cancer, and more. And now is a great time to try Thrive Cosmetics for yourself. Right now, you can get 15% off your first order when you visit thrivecosmetics.com/toast. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/toast for 15% off your first order.
Gorgeous. I'm wearing the Thrive Cosmetics sunscreen today, and it is my favorite sunscreen because it's like a sunscreen primer.
And it's clear.
I never used a primer for my makeup. And
you
my
don't?
makeup. No, I don't know. I never got into one. And then I got this one from Thrive, and it covers these two bases, which are quite important to me, especially the sunscreen. Very important, especially this time of year. But you should really wear sunscreen all the time, which I do. My Thrive Cosmetics one. I love it.
Okay, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was like an episode that gave us like pretty much nothing until the very end. And I thought the ending was so interesting. Up until that, like I don't really have any thoughts. Like really sad about Lisa Rinna's mom. And I think I saw like a lot of people being like, can't believe she went on the trip. And it's like, normalize experiencing grief and like still living your life.
Right.
I didn't think it was weird at all.
Normalize experiencing grief in your own way. Like I don't think anyone could say that like Rinna
doesn't care,
heartbroken about this. So like also it hadn't really hit her yet. In the time that it takes to hit her, might as well try and enjoy your life. And I'm sure that's what Lois would have wanted.
Right. And really hearing her talk about how like even at her age, the fact that she had a mom who was 93 who could still see, like I was like so jealous, and I was like, that is amazing. So I actually feel like her perspective on the whole thing was really positive, not positive, but healthy.
Yeah.
And I think the other women like Kyle, who obviously lost her mom like a while ago, like helping her come to the realization of how blessed she should feel. I really appreciated that as someone who like doesn't even have a dad. I'm like, you're kidding, right?
Yeah, no, it was very, very nice. And also just shows Rinna, like as much as, you know, we criticize her, like she's committed to this show. Yeah. She will literally, there was no way she was missing this trip. And it's not even because she's not like grieving or whatever. Like she's compartmentalizing, she's doing the job.
Working.
And she's also sharing and opening up. Like that's really why we love Rinna.
And that's also like what real people do with their friends. Like,
yeah,
it was extremely relatable. And I just feel like I actually respected her going on the trip. I didn't think it was like classic thirsty Rinna. Like I didn't think that.
No, not at all.
I did think an interesting thing with Rinna, just to skip a little bit, was like Sutton brought up this thing that like all these women in society say about Crystal, which is basically like Crystal will make things up about you, like beat you down and then become friends with someone like on top of the ladder. And in her confessionals, Lisa said, she was like, yes, I had heard this about Crystal, but I decided not to use it.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was like a really interesting word for her to say, as opposed to like, I just decided not to bring it up.
Yeah. No, it definitely like kind of exposes like the way that the women do use information about each other on the show. She was probably keeping this in her arsenal, but also it's a hard, even when Sutton said it, it sounded like conspiratorial and kind of crazy. And until Rinna said that in her confessional, I would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about, Sutton?
Yeah, but I guess it's like a thing.
And so I'm glad that Rinna said it to the viewer so that like watching that scene, I had more context and I was like, oh, Sutton's not just pulling shit out of her ass.
Throwing shit at the wall.
And yeah, of course, maybe Rinna should have spoken up and backed Sutton in that moment, but I also didn't really need her to. But then Sutton, she did, I mean, it did sound kind of stupid because then also she was doing exactly what they were accusing Crystal of, like talking about something but not sharing exactly what it was.
So the Crystal thing. So I feel like a lot of people are confused. Like Sutton wasn't even mad at first and now she is. And I feel like Sutton got mad when she finally got confirmation that the thing Crystal was talking about was the conversation about the jacuzzi. Because I think maybe Sutton said, like, maybe did I accidentally say something I didn't mean to be offensive, but that came off really offensive to Crystal. So she was kind of like tiptoeing around it, and that's why she wasn't getting angry until she found out that the thing Crystal was talking about was this big nothing burger.
How did she find out that that's what it was, or was that her guess?
Crystal
confirmed it at the table.
And I think Sutton, when at the lunch with Garcelle, was like, I mean, the craziest thing I said was the jacuzzi thing. And was what Sutton said in the jacuzzi problematic? No. If anything, it was like a little cringy, and like it was giving like, you know, like performative, like all welcome in my jacuzzi. But there was nothing mean-spirited or bad about it.
No, and things.
I'm glad Garcelle backed her up.
One, going back to the initial reason why we're even having this conversation, Garcelle said when you said that to Sutton, you wanted to set her up. And Crystal said it was because of something she said before that. But that conversation took place the next day. So the lie detector determined that was a lie.
And wait, and she's going on and on about how Kyle doesn't remember it because she was drunk. Kyle doesn't remember it because she was in a different room.
Right. So
it was really bad for Crystal.
Like, she's wrong, and so you did want to just say that to Sutton no matter what she said.
And I felt like when Garcelle said, like, you set Sutton up, I'm like, that is so random. But actually, now that I'm like, she got caught in a major lie, Crystal, I'm like, maybe Garcelle was right. Maybe Garcelle wasn't just like being a pot stirrer.
No, because even though like that was her excuse for saying that, it actually happened the next day, so that's null and void. And also, even like Crystal is behaving so bizarrely because she was upset with Sutton for saying that she doesn't see color, but then the next day she's talking about what she saw in her jacuzzi, seeing color, all these different people hanging out with her kids, and that's upsetting to her too.
Right,
so
like, that was
were you upset
Sutton's
that she
way,
saw color or that she didn't see color?
Right, that was Sutton's way of like kind of, I think, resolving or like making it like justifying a little bit to what she had said the night before. So I don't really understand Crystal like at all in this scenario. It was such a bad episode for her. At the end of the table where like everyone was just like calling her out on her lies and she like couldn't say anything. Like she looked like a huge loser. Like it was really bad.
No, she really, really did. And I'm glad that we all and Sutton got to the bottom of what it was that was said.
Because we were all just going to wonder.
Of course. And it was a nothing burger.
Nothing. Literally nothing. And obviously, I'm not like an expert on race. So when Crystal was like, Garcelle, do you think that was problematic? And Garcelle was like, no. I'm like, okay, I'm not missing anything.
Right.
Like, it was so weird.
It was so weird. And what's crazy is Crystal keeps saying they're, saying what words I can and can't use. This is too strong. That's too strong. And then Kyle says, well, you're gaslighting the situation. She said, don't say that.
Okay, so the thing is like Crystal getting hung up on everyone getting hung up on her words. She literally is using the wrong words.
Yeah.
There was nothing dark about what Sutton had said. And honestly, what was the other word she used last season?
Violated.
Okay, she was entitled to feel violated. She didn't say Sutton violated me. She said I felt violated. So like she's entitled to feel that. But in this particular scenario, like literally talk about using the wrong word. Like dictionary definition, Merriam-Webster.
Yeah. And
Merriam-Webster. Define dark.
She was also lying because that conversation happened after the one from the night before. So now we have to go back to Garcelle's original point. Mm-hmm. When you said that, like it didn't matter what Sutton said, you wanted to set her up.
And you know what? Erica is making herself look so bad because she's just doing anything
she's obsessed
with going against Sutton. And so she was backing up Crystal a little bit at the dinner, and then next week she like tries to gaslight Crystal into hating Sutton more, and it's making her look so bad. She looks like has to get over it.
She's really looking crazy,
bitter and evil.
But it looks like next week it's mission accomplished because Sutton like kind of loses it. She has to back away from the table, like her, and it's exactly what Sutton and Rinna said that Crystal does. She like attaches herself to the head honcho of the group to take down the little people or people that she's like not feeling, and that's what she's doing with Erica. And when they said that about Crystal, I was like, who is the number one girl in this group?
I was thinking the same thing.
Who is it? It depends. I do think a lot of the time it's Kyle, but
because she's the OG.
Because she's the OG, but she doesn't really get involved. You don't need Kyle on your side or not.
You kind of need like Rinna.
You need Rinna and Erica, but they're also like
not really
the least liked.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So I didn't know like which way she was climbing up the ladder, like to get to who. And normally when someone interjects on someone else's behalf as much as Garcelle does for Sutton, it drives me crazy. But Sutton is like not good at being a housewife. Like she could not go toe to toe with people. Her voice gets like trembly and quaky and she starts to cry.
Except she was really strong last night when she was talking to Crystal.
I think because she felt like finally like, I think the whole time she thought there was something worse that she had said and she didn't remember. So I think when she got finally confirmation, she like felt confident, like I was saying something nice.
Yeah.
And then having Garcelle having her back, I think that gave her even more confidence. And I don't mind it when Garcelle speaks on behalf of Sutton because, first of all, she's consistently speaking facts. Like the way Garcelle in less than, is this her second season or third? Third. Has become one of my favorite housewives of all time. Like she is so rational. And it's refreshing to see someone be so logical, even if that sometimes means like questioning their own friend, you know?
Yeah.
It's not really, and of course she always has Sutton's back, but she was tight with Crystal and she was happy to like point a finger and be like, point out something that Crystal was doing. I just love Garcelle, and it doesn't bother me that she speaks up for Sutton in the way that she does, because if she didn't, first of all, nobody would, and Sutton has a hard time speaking up for herself.
Yeah, and she's speaking facts. Even next week, it looks like she says to, like, Erica, gets Sutton to have a reaction and leave the table, and Garcelle's like, you are bothering me. Like,
she is bothering me.
Yeah, she really is.
I love Garcelle. Like that's
love.
A couple weeks ago when we were like, we don't know whose side we're on.
And the audience, and it's even if Sutton was on an island by herself and like going against all of the girls, the audience is really on Sutton's side, or they were last season. So it's frustrating if like we're all watching something and there's no one on our behalf.
It's almost sad and it's unfair. And Garcelle is a worthy adversary for these ladies.
She's a really good friend too.
She's a really good friend, and she's just extremely like poignant. Like she gets to the point. She doesn't like start unnecessary drama. Like and a lot of people think she's a pot stirrer, but I feel like she gets involved like when it's necessary.
Yeah. And sometimes even like last night with Erica, she kept like bringing things up just so that the conversation would continue.
I know.
But she was also helping us get to the heart of the matter.
Yes.
I think, it looks like next week she's acting extremely nefarious, but sometimes I don't mind. Garcelle does that too, where it's like, well, why'd you say this? You said what? What'd you mean? Like, move it along. Help us.
Moving the conversation gets somewhere. Yes.
Because when Rinna was like, what'd I miss? And everyone's quiet. It's like,
right. Just get to it.
Just get to it.
Diana was pissing me off too.
I love her.
Same, but like her takes so far, and they've been insignificant, are just bad.
Yeah, it looks like next week she's fighting with Sutton, which doesn't work for me.
And of course she has to back up her friend Crystal, but like she's really like full of kind of atrocious takes.
Well, she's coming into the group like from a weird angle. She's friends with Rinna, who was beefing with Sutton. Rinna's friends with Erica.
And she's friends with Crystal, who was beefing with Sutton.
Yes, yeah, so give her a minute to get acclimated.
I'm just like beyond confused by Crystal. Like, what was her goal?
I don't know. And then sometimes I see her and like in a conversation, and she's so endearing, and I like her so much.
I know.
And then she'll get into it, and I'm like,
and
what?
She has just like bad takes all around.
Yeah. No. And she really is acting so immature. Mm-hmm. And when Diana was like, it's because you're young.
37.
Like, really, maybe that is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it is all the other women are well into their 50s, and she's 30. It's definitely a factor. But also a factor is just her general bad takes.
Yeah.
And wrong thoughts.
And this whole thing about, I'm not going to tell you what she said, but it was really, really
immature.
Bad. Immature and so wrong.
And the fact that she got exposed and it was nothing makes her look even more like crazy for not saying it. It's like, oh, the whole time you knew it was nothing.
She looks awful. And it was said after the original comment.
Full of lies.
Full of lying.
Yeah.
Lies.
Yeah.
Gaslighting, lies.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Dorit was like MIA from the episode, but obviously she's like going through stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a good last scene, but I was like, this episode sucks up until then. It was like just so much filler.
Yeah, but seeing them on the plane was fun. Thanks, Diana.
Thanks, Diana. Truly. They all looked so relaxed. Like they were all still wearing their glam. Like it wasn't typical like customs, airport, security. Everyone just looked
just like
fresh.
Taking a road trip.
It was so nice.
It was.
Need a friend like Diana.
We do.
We do. So that was Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. Tomorrow will be the Kardashians recap. And that's our show.
That's our show. Ooh.
Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. So wherever you listen to podcasts, find us Morning Toast and leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Hope you guys have an incredible Thursday, and we will see you tomorrow for Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Send it on and on. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.